Hi, Cameron and Erica.
Hey, Jesus, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Perfect, perfect.
When
Um,
I log in, it says that it's recording. Are you recording?
no,
You. Someone advance the slides. Thank you. Good evening. The City of Boston Zoning Board of Appeal hearing for January 22nd, 2026 is now in session. This hearing is being conducted in accordance with the applicable provisions of the open meeting law, including the updated provisions enacted by the legislature this year. The new law allows the board to continue its practice of holding virtual hearings through June 2027. This hearing of the board is being held remotely via the Zoom webinar event platform. This hearing is also being recorded. In order to ensure this hearing of the board is open to the public, members of the public may access this hearing through telephone and video conferencing. The information for connecting to this hearing is listed on today's hearing agenda, which is posted on the public notices page of the city's website, boston.gov. Members of the public will enter the virtual hearing as attendees, which means you will not see yourself on the screen and you will be muted throughout unless administratively unmuted when asked to comment. Board members, applicants, and their attorneys or representatives will participate in this hearing as panelists, and they will appear alongside the presentation materials when speaking. Panelists are strongly encouraged to keep video on while presenting to the board. As with our in-person meetings, comments and support will be followed by comments and opposition. The order of comments is as follows: elected officials, representatives of elected officials, and members of the public. The chair may limit the number of people called upon to offer comment and the time for commenting as time constraints require. For that reason, the board prefers to hear from members of the public who are the most impacted by a project, that is, those individuals who live closest to the project. If you wish to comment on an appeal, please click the raise hand button along the bottom of your screen in the Zoom webinar platform. Click it again and your hand should go down. When the host sees your hand, you will receive a request to unmute yourself. Select yes, and you should be able to talk. If you are connected to the hearing by telephone, please press *9 to raise and lower your hand. You must press *6 to unmute yourself after you receive the request from the host. Those called upon to comment will be asked to state their name and address first, and then can provide their comment. In the interest of time and to ensure that you have enough time to do so, please raise your hand as soon as Mr. Stembridge reads the address into the record. Do not raise your hand before the relevant address is called, or the meeting host will not know to call on you at the appropriate time. We ask that you keep your comments brief, and all public testimony will be limited to, I think we agreed on 90 seconds per speaker. These instructions will be repeated throughout the hearing. Okay, Mr. Stembridge.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Present.
Mr. Burnell.
Good evening, Madam Chair.
Good evening. Okay, the floor is yours, Mr. Stembridge.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We'll begin with the hearing scheduled for 5 p.m. for today, January 22nd. The first case is case BOA 179-5810 with the address of 115 Baldwin Street. If the applicant and/or their representative are present, will they please explain the case to the board?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Stembridge. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Jeff Drago with Drago and Toscano with the business address of 11 Beacon Street. Here on behalf of the applicant homeowners, Emily Mull and Nathan Brackley. If you could stay on this slide, if you can go back for a moment, Mr. Yeah, thank you. And this is a simple proposal to add some head height room to the top floor. As you can see, this is so an existing row house, and it's typical of the dormered look up and down the street and at 115 Baldwin Street in Charlestown. And we're looking to increase the roof slope, which would give interior height at the attic level. And you can see there's already existing space there. We're not adding any additional bedrooms or space, just head height. And we're adding a new dormer, adding to the dormer on the front and rear of the building. And it's exactly typical of the building to the right of us. And this just gives more functionality to that top floor, so this family can utilize their bedroom space. There's two bedrooms and a bathroom on the third floor, and this would also include some interior renovations on the second floor as well. If we go to the next slide, please, Mr. Ambassador. Yeah, and this just shows the building looking straight on, and you can see it's very similar up and down the street, same look. Next slide, please. And this is just an aerial view, so you can see where it says 115 Baldwin Street, and the building right next to us has a similar dormered look to it for that head height reason. If we go to the next slide, please. And now we would get into the plans. You can go to the next slide. That's just the site plan. Next slide, please. And it just starts to show the existing plans. Next slide. And this just starts to show on that third floor where we would be adding that slope and dormer look. We got cited for 2 violations. One is building in feet and one is roof structure restriction. Existing roof height, just so you have, the board has an idea, is 36 feet, 2.5 inches. We are proposing 38 feet, 2.5 inches with the dormers. So for that headroom. And beyond that, that's all the work that would be done on site. We also have the architects, Lulu Friedman and Melissa Olson, here to answer any questions that the board may have. Thank you for your time, and that would conclude the presentation piece.
Great, thank you. Any questions from the board?
Yes, Madam Chair. So if I hear you correctly, the only changes there'll be no interior changes other than to the third floor if what's necessary.
Renovations to the second and third floor, and then the dormers to the third, correct?
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I also have a clarifying question. The existing top of roof is essentially, it's currently lining up with, it looks like, based on the drawings, with sort of the neighbor on one side. And is the proposal to line it, that the ridge line would line up with the neighbor on the other side?
So I would
Yes.
like the architect to speak to that.
Yes, that's correct. The presentation, we go one more slide.
Yeah, if we could pull that up, there's actually a
Almost
better.
like we will see that it says slide B1 in the set of plans.
Is it possible to pull the presentation back up, Jesus?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you go a couple of more slides to the B1, we drew the 2 neighbors. Do you have the other slide?
Yep.
No. Yeah. If you can keep going, one more. Yeah,
Okay,
you see, this is the front. So we are matching the ridge height on the of the neighbor on the right side, and we are matching the type of dormer and sizing also of the neighbor on the right size.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
May we have public testimony?
Madam Chair and members, Siggy Johnson with the Office of Neighborhood Services. This applicant has completed the community process. Our office hosted an abutters meeting on November 24th of 2025, at which no concerns were raised. That background, our office defers further judgment to the board. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
you.
there are no additional comments.
Okay, thank you. With that, may I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approval.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Mr. Stembridge,
Yes.
Mr. Brunel,
Yes.
chair votes yes, the motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have two companion cases. The first is case BOA 1806137 with the address of 57 Emerson Street. Along with that, we have case BOA 1806141 with the address of 59 Emerson Street. Is the applicant and/or their representative present? Would they please explain to the board?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Mark Savatsky. The name of my company is Choose Boston, with an address of 26 Tilesboro Street, Dorchester, Mass. 02122. And with me tonight, pleased to have Mark Lacasse from Lacasse Law, my zoning attorney, and also Talia Canestrara, our architect from Studio Con. This proposal, if you wouldn't mind, Jesus, next slide, please. Thank you. This proposal seeks to convert two existing side-by-side single families into two families, essentially two duplex units. And I just want to address change of occupancy of a 3-family to a 2-family. This is as reflected in the ISD records, and my plans examiner and the records room had asked me to file my proposal following that last known occupancy, just so there's no confusion. I've owned these properties since 2012, and I happen to have lived in both of them over the years. Moving on, thank you. Context: the neighborhood, 5759 Emerson Street, is sort of at the junction of East Broadway and West Broadway, very close to the new Blink coffee shop and opposite the post office. That's probably the best landmark. Next slide. I'm going to kick this to Talia briefly. She's joined us to talk about the design. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Talia Canistra. I'm at 906 East 2nd Street in South Boston. So this project was designed to look and feel like it's neighboring buildings within the neighborhood. There's a lot of mansard roofs and bay windows in South Boston. So we've really tried to accentuate that, keep the detailing consistent with the neighborhood, and provide that mansard roof on the new 3rd floor. As you can see before, the existing building is 2 stories, so we're proposing to add a 3rd story, and then the 1st floor unit would be a bi-level with the basement, and the 2nd floor unit would be a bi-level with this new 3rd floor. Right now, we're proposing a roof deck that would be solely privately accessed from the upper floor as well.
Thank you, Talia. Next slide, please. Just to speak on the roof decks briefly, again, privately accessed from each respective upper unit. This was something which came up during the community process and discussions with our neighbors. We wanted to provide naturally outdoor space for the upper duplex unit. We had initially a rear deck off the 2nd floor and the roof deck, and through some discussions, we settled on a roof deck that was pinched from both directions and a glass roof hatch, given that it's a 3-story building, not a 4-story building, so that's allowed via the building code. And we're very sensitive to sight lines from both my neighbor's parcel and from the street. And so we deleted the rear deck off the 2nd floor and allowed this to remain for the private outdoor space for the unit. Next slide, please. I'm going to turn this to Mark Lacasse. Attorney Lacasse, thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. With respect to the 2 separate zoning code refusal letters, both cited the same 3 citations. The planning department has submitted 2 memos in this case, both recommending approval. On the planning department memo for number 57, they note that the side yard and the FAR violations are incorrectly cited, that the existing and proposed side yard is 3 1/4 feet, and the requirement is 3 feet, so the side yard is met on number 57. The proposed FAR for number 57 is 1.6, and 2.0 is permitted, thus leaving the conditional use permit for number 57, which is under Article 68, Section 29. If you add a story to an existing structure in South Boston, you need a conditional use permit for that. On number 59, the planning department memo is similar, recommending approval, and notes that with respect to the side yard issue, it is an existing non-conforming condition, but that the addition does not exacerbate that non-conforming condition. The FAR is de minimis with 2.0 allowed and 2.11 proposed. And similarly, the conditional use permit required for the third floor addition on an existing structure in South Boston. And those are the zoning issues, and the planning department recommends approval in both of their memoranda.
Thank you. Any
Thank you.
questions from the board? Hearing none, may I have public testimony?
Yes, Siggy Johnson with the Office of Neighborhood Services. This applicant has completed the community process. Our office hosted an abutters meeting on October 29th, 2025, at which the direct abutter expressed concerns about the design. Proponent worked directly with them to ensure the deck was revised on plans and set back. Responding to the concern, we're unaware of other concerns at this time. Gate of Heaven Neighborhood Association is in non-opposition. That background, our office defers judgment to the board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have Sydney.
Hi, thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Sydney from Councillor Flynn's office. Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in opposition due to feedback from neighbors, abutters, and the Gate of Heaven Neighborhood Association. Residents have called attention that these have essentially always operated as single families and now going from 2 to 4 units, which will exacerbate quality of life issues with South Boston's existing parking crisis. Moreover, residents have called attention to quality of life issues with the deck and roof deck. For years, Councillor Flynn has opposed roof decks in residential areas of South Boston due to negative impacts of noise and trash removal issues at all hours on residents, including our seniors, persons with disabilities, and young families. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Kylie. If you can unmute yourself.
Hello. I'd like to echo the same concerns. I live right around the corner at 43 H Street. And actually speaking on behalf of 3 other abutters at 41 H Street, 441 East 3rd, and 63 Emerson, which is abuts the property. We all have the same concerns. Quality of life concerns, the additional units, just exasperating parking, and just having tenants, renters. We all live here, have families here, and we just, think it'll cause a lot of congestion issues that were recently echoed. So those are my concerns. And we all oppose this project.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, next we have Scott.
Yes, thank you. I just echo the same concerns about the project. A couple of different things. Well, first, I'd say that it was a little misleading in the first place about how the project was to be structured. They said it was turning it from a 3-family to a 2-family, but didn't identify that there were going to be an additional story and 2 units. So that was a little frustrating to learn that just from the start, the neighborhood was sort of felt misled that this project was going to be a lot bigger than it was. I'd also say that, a lot of the neighborhood is at that same height. And so adding a floor here sets a bit of a bad precedent for all the other units, and to make this into a big overdeveloped neighborhood. It's not like that now. We have a great neighborhood with a lot of kids, a lot of young families, as Key said. It's going to exacerbate parking. So we're certainly opposed. And I'm one of the residents as well, across the street over at 34 Emerson.
Thank you.
Next, we have Ashley.
I'm just going to echo exactly what Scott said, in opposition due to the current crisis with parking. We have children of our own. We have many, many neighbors with children. We don't have services in the city to be able to walk to, so we have to have cars. And unfortunately, our families are being pushed out of the neighborhood because of situations like this.
Thank you. Madam Chair, there are no additional comments.
Can the applicant address those concerns, parking, height, density?
Brief rebuttal, Madam Chair. So on the height
Yes,
issue, the proposed 3rd floor is within the maximum height allowed in the subdistrict, and height is not a citation on the zoning code refusal letters, so height is compliant. Density is also compliant. This is a multifamily residential subdistrict, which presumptively allows 4 or more dwelling units. So the use is not cited in the zoning code refusal letter because the use is allowed on the notion of misleading anyone or anybody. As Mark indicated at the beginning, he initially submitted this building permit application for conversion of single family to two family, but because of a quirk in the ISD records from many, many decades ago, the last existing long form on file for both of these properties characterized it as a legal occupancy 3 family. So because you can only go from the existing occupancy in the ISD records to what you're proposing, they instructed Mark to submit the application as change occupancy from 3 to 2. But that's why he addressed it up front. And there's, no question that these are existing single families. So it in reality is going from 1 to 2. But in the records of ISD, they instructed us to go from 3 to 2 because that's what the records show. Parking is always an issue in this and every other neighborhood, but so is the need for housing, and that delicate balance is always in play. And I think those are the issues.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion of approval.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion carries.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next, we have
Mr. Stenbridge, you're on mute.
okay.
There you
Thank you,
go.
Madam Chair. Next, we have case BOA 1762034 with the address of 774 East Broadway. If the applicant and/or the representative are present, would they please explain to the board?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Stenbridge. Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Ryan Spitz with Adams and Moranci, business address of 168 8th Street, first floor, South Boston. Madam Chair, I'd like to request that we move this hearing to a full 7-member board, given the substantial neighborhood interest in this matter. Although that is a reasonable proposal creating additional housing, this will allow the owner to have a fair opportunity to be heard in front of a full 7-member board.
Okay, just confirming, I don't know if Caroline's with you, Norm, Mr. Stenbridge, are we moving it? Stephanie,
Yes, me, Stephanie.
will we hear it next Tuesday then, or?
Yes, we're hearing next Tuesday.
Okay,
Perfect.
so with that, may I have a motion to defer till next Tuesday?
Motion to defer this case until next Tuesday, January 27th. 27th.
May I have a second?
Yes.
Okay, the chair votes yes, the motion carries. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Which takes us to case BOA 1776341 with the address of 19 Bardwell Street. If the applicant and/or their representative are present, will they please explain the case to the board?
I think, I'm not sure if Scott, are you presenting for this case?
Someone here for 19 Bodwell?
I don't see anyone, Madam Chair.
Okay, let's circle back to it.
That means we'll go to case BOA 1797623 with the address of 27 to 29 Myrtle Bank Avenue. If the applicant and/or their representative are present, would they please explain?
Hello, my name is Jeff Sargis, architect for the applicants Mike and Jillian Provenzano at 2729 Myrtle Bank. The project seeks to finish off and put a dormer on the second floor, the third floor, existing attic of an existing 2-family. What we're going for is floor area ratio. We're required for 0.5. The existing is 0.68. The proposed is 1.15. The increase is due to finishing the basement, which wasn't originally counted in the FAR. And we are also going for the number of stories. We're going from a 2.5 to a 3. But in that 3, we're maintaining the soffit line of the main roof line to maintain the character of the neighborhood and build out dormers to build out that 3rd floor. We're also flagged for side yard setback because the existing house is within that setback. And if you want to scroll down to A403, it has some renderings comparing, be like page 15. There we go, 14 and 15. Yeah, 14, one before. There we go. So you can see the comparison on the existing hip roof with a small dormer in the front, going from a gable roof with a large dormer to get us that additional space without ruining the neighborhood character. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions from the board?
Yeah, so you're saying it's a 2-family, correct?
Correct. And we'll maintain it.
And then the unit on the 2nd floor, that's the one that would be expanding the area of that unit, correct?
Exactly. Right now it's a finished attic, but the head height is lower, so.
Okay, so you're getting rid of okay, you're having a gable end and the dormer. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have public testimony?
Hello, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Eva Jones, representing the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Regarding 27 to 29 Myrtle Bank, our office defers to the board's judgment. A community process was conducted, including an abutters meeting held on 10/27/25 that was well attended by the Dorchester community. The feedback from this meeting was support from all community members in attendance for the young couple moving into the neighborhood and making the Myrtle Bank property their forever home, although constituents did encourage the applicants to restore the driveway that was originally part of the property upwards of 20 years ago. Additionally, we did receive one letter in opposition expressing that the community has remained unchanged since the 1970s and stated that this proposal does not align with the neighborhood. The proposal was also reviewed by the Cedar Grove Civic Association, where they secured support for the proposal. At this time, the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services defers to the board's judgment on this matter. Thank you, everyone, for your time and consideration.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, there are no additional comments.
I'm sorry, I have a comment. My name is Christine Ware. I live on Myrtle Bank. I had a question. My understanding, besides putting the dormers on, is they're gonna excavate the basement to put additional rooms down there.
The
So I
basement's
wanted
being
to get a
finished.
better understanding of that.
So this
Yeah.
won't be back and forth. So if you have anything else you want to add, just please add it.
Well,
and
my
we'll give the
understanding
applicant-
I'm sorry, it's my understanding is it's two bedrooms. Now it's gonna be 2 4-bedrooms, and there's no driveway or parking there.
Thank you. Can the applicant respond?
So they will be 2 4-bedrooms, and the basement is being excavated slightly to get the headroom, about 6 inches.
Thank you. Any other questions from the board? May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Stenbridge,
Yes.
Mr. Bonneau,
Yes.
chair votes yes, the motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you.
Next, we have case DOA 1798986 with the address of 2 Woodworth Street. If the applicant and/or their representative are present, would they please explain to the board?
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is James Christopher of 686 Architects with the business address of 10 Forbes Road in Braintree. Here today for on behalf of John Paul Murphy for 2 Woodworth Street, unit number 1. The proposal before you is to legalize a previously finished basement space. This project was completed several years ago before Mr. Murphy bought the property. He became aware that there was no permits on the space. We've gone through and drafted it. Would be additional living space, so it's like a family room, no sleeping area. There's a bathroom. Mr. Murphy uses it as an office. The only violation is FAR. It's a slight increase from 0.93 to 1.04. There is no change to use or occupancy or footprint. There was no objection from the Port Norfolk Civic Association or abutters. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, may I have public testimony?
Hello, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Eva Jones, representing the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Regarding 2 Woodworth Street, our office defers to the board's judgment. A community process was conducted, including a subcommittee flyer distribution on 10/6/25. During the community comment period, I did not receive any emails regarding this proposal. The Port Norfolk Neighborhood Association reviewed the proposal and had determined that the proposal did not require a meeting. At this time, the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services defers to the board's judgment on this matter. Thank you, everyone, for your time and consideration, and I hope everyone has a good evening.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, there are no additional comments.
Okay, with that, may I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
There a second?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Sorry, Mr. Stenbridge,
Yes.
Mr. Brunel.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Next, we have case BOA 1783344 with the address of 16 to 18 Bradfield Avenue. The applicants and/or their representative are present. Would they please explain to the board?
Hi, good evening, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is Taylor Tachi. I'm the homeowner along with my husband Bart Tachi. We are applying for a permit for the house that we live in. It's a it's a 2-family house. We own one half of it. It's a side-by-side configuration, and we own the left side. We are proposing to add about 50 square feet to the back of the house to add a small bathroom and mudroom area. And we're in violation of the FAR, which is required to be at 0.5. It is currently at 0.62, and we're proposing to increase to 0.63. And it's just a 1-story addition on the back of the property.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, may I have public testimony?
Madam Chair and members of the board, for the record, my name is Jeremy Bembury. I am the Roslindale Community Engagement Specialist for the Office of Neighborhood Services. The applicant has completed the community process, which consisted of an abutters meeting facilitated on October 29th. With no guests in attendance, the proponent moved forward and presented to Long Area Neighborhood Association on November 10th, where they voted to approve the proposal with no opposition. To date, our office has received 1 letter in support of the proposal. Thank you for your time, and the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services would like to defer to the board for their judgment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, there are no additional comments.
Okay, with that, may I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion of approval.
There a second?
Yes.
Mr. Stenbridge,
Yes.
Mr. Brunel.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. Are we checking to see if 19 Bodwell is here?
We will do that, yes.
I have 19 Bodwell on the phone, and he thinks he may be the Zoom user, but he's not sure. He can see everyone on the screen, and he is trying to log on, so I asked Jesus to elevate him as the
Okay.
Zoom user.
I do see someone that says Zoom user, so if that's him.
I believe so, because I have him on the phone now, but he doesn't really know. So
Okay,
all right.
what I'm gonna do is he's able to speak. Actually, he can unmute himself.
So if you're the applicant for 19 Bodwell, can you identify yourself?
All
If
right,
it's the
can
Zoom
someone
user,
elevate
you need to
himself with
unmute,
Do you see?
or is
You
it
see the
Mr.
invite there?
Morris's iPhone? I'm
See
not
the invite where it says Zoom user invite?
Yeah, he's already in the panel section.
He's in the panelist section already?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so can you unmute yourself, sir? If you're on the phone, just press *6. Yeah, to unmute yourself. Okay, can you hear him?
It looks like he's still mute.
He's still on mute. Okay, press
Mhm.
*6 again, sir. Okay, you're talking to me. Let me hang up and you press *6, okay? All right, bye. Okay, he was talking to me as he was trying to do that, so hopefully he presses *6 now, we'll be able to hear him.
Thank you, Jean.
You're welcome.
Okay. Is the gentleman for 19 Bodwell able to identify yourself? If you are a Zoom user, you are still on mute, so I'm not sure. I don't know how, yeah, you need to unmute yourself. Okay, well, I think if the gentleman cannot get on, I think we need to adjourn and see if he can come back on Tuesday. I don't know, Stephanie, do you have?
That will work. If we can push it out to Tuesday, we'll make sure he's on.
Okay, excellent. So let's do that because it doesn't look like he's able to get in. So with that, can I have a motion to defer until Tuesday?
Let me do this, Madam Chair, for case BOA 1776341, the address of 19 Bodwell Street. I'll make a motion that we defer this case until Tuesday, January 27th.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Stembridge,
Yes.
Mr. Brunel.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, the motion carries. Thank you, everyone, and we will see some of you on Tuesday. Thanks, Mr. Brunel. Hope your first time was not too painful. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night, folks.